Hi guys, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. And today we're going to talk about the idea of feeling like a failure when you really know there's something that you need to do and you're just afraid of going back to it because you feel like you've let yourself down and other people down. That's a really common theme in my office, especially when we're dealing with weight loss and weight management and muscle toning, that people do really, really well and we succeed at something. And then all of a sudden life gets back in the way again and we forget maybe some of the tools that we've learned before. And now all of a sudden, when we did take a break and we looked up, we realized we're not happy with where we are. And if it is a weight issue, maybe it's another 10 pounds or 20 pounds that crept up on us. If it's a body toning issue, maybe our body fat went back up. Things happen. And the idea of feeling embarrassed and that you've let yourself down, I kind of want to set that record straight. Now, I don't know about a lot of people out there, but I want you to know from a coach's perspective, from a teacher's perspective, there is no such thing as failure. The hardest challenge, the most successful people know how to pick themselves up when they've fallen, dust themselves off and say, hey, I need a little help. We each have a specialty in our life and there's something that we're all good at. Our students need teachers because they need someone to help guide them. And those teachers need an administration because they need people to make sure that they're doing the right job. We need accountants because we're not great with money and filing our taxes. We need attorneys because maybe we don't know the proper legal terms or speak. So when there's something we're not good at, we reach out gladly to anybody who knows that specialty. I have someone who cuts my lawn because that's not something that I'm very good at, and a person who cleans my pool because that's not my specialty and I wouldn't know the chemicals to use. So the question I pose to you is, why is it so difficult for you to go back to what was good when you were at your best? What is it specifically that makes you feel like you failed because you did it once? Do you not think that you can do it again? I want you to understand that that's a really nasty trick that your brain is trying to play on you. It's trying to make you believe that you can't do something even though you've already done it. Part of that is because it's so much easier to give in. It's like training our children. We've all seen the kid that throws a wild tantrum outside in the mall or in a restaurant, and every single one of us in the back of our mind are thinking, oh my God, if that were my child, I totally wouldn't do that. Now, maybe the mother in that case is thinking, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them this to keep them quiet. We've probably all done that too. The problem is that reinforces the behavior that we're trying to stop in the child. So if they're screaming and yelling because they want a lollipop, and we give them a lollipop, then their brain connects the fact that every time they scream and throw a tantrum, you're going to give in. And then when you finally realize that it's time to stop that behavior, it becomes so much more difficult because by then, that child is willing to rant and cry for about 2 hours because it's still expecting the result. Now it's just going to take longer. So guys, have heart. If you are thinking about getting back on the wagon, if you're thinking about trying to lose those last couple pounds before the holidays creep in, because they will creep up really fast, then now's the time to put the ego aside and do the right thing for yourself. Obviously, this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You can see my hat. Unfortunately, cancers are more of an environmental factor now than they are genetics. So genetics do play a role, but let me tell you, that's not going to stop you from getting that disease. What will stop you is a miscommunication from your brain cells to the rest of the body, giving the signal how those little cells are supposed to react. Are they supposed to keep you healthy? Should they mutate? Should they cause other cells to mutate? So there's so much more at stake than just 10 pounds. Keep that in mind. Reach out for help. Create a good support team. Have a safe word. Just like in some other kinds of things, there are safe words. Have a safe word for yourself that when you know you're creeping that line of where you don't want to be, say it. Click your brain back into gear and let it know that, you know what? We can't let it get too far ahead. So take this for today's advice. Work on challenging yourself to do something that scares you just a little bit and reach out for help. If you're a client of mine, I expect to hear from you if you're having a bad day. If you have a friend who's going through the same thing, be each other's accountability partners, because in the end, no one can do it alone. Even those people that we see on Facebook who have managed to drop 50 pounds, they're using social media as their accountability because they do get feedback from viewer posts. Just like we get feedback from this to help us guide you in what you need to learn. So, until then, this is today's Wellness Wednesday tip. I'm Allison from Why Wait Wellness. Be good, take care of yourself, and take care of each other, and be the role model for change.